Welcome to week 3 of LIBS 501. This week we will be looking at finding and acknowledging. For this week's to-do list, for required materials, we have our week 3 instructor video. We have our video on searching nursing databases. We have videos on both our Boolean operators as well as our Boolean modifiers. And then we have 2 videos from APA 7th in Minutes looking at scholarly journal articles as well as books. For supplemental materials that we can look through, we have our Boolean operators quick guide. We also have our Finding Library Databases sources, an APA referencing made easy video, and another video on how to avoid plagiarism in academic writing. Also, this week is our first week we will be looking at our APA style guide, either online or in your physical book. So here we will look at plagiarism, the basic principles of the reference list entries, elements of reference list entries, missing reference information, reference examples including our journal articles, up-to-date articles, and reports by government agencies, as well as DOI and URLs. Now, I will have listed all of these in a document located on the Brightspace page with hyperlinks leading you to the APA style guide online. If you are using the physical publication manual, the numbers listed in the parentheses indicates which section of the book that these topics are listed in. This week for our assignments, we have our database searching and found sources assignment, as well as our APA citations and plagiarism quiz. Like I mentioned before, this week we are looking at the literacy concepts of finding and acknowledging. So as a reminder, to find is to locate the needed information effectively and efficiently, where acknowledge is crediting that original source of information. So searching the databases. Before you ever start your search, please watch the nursing databases video. So this highlights how to search each of the top nursing databases through the Bishop Mueller Library. So this is a video that the library has created for you as a really good source on how to navigate, what the tips and tricks are, and where you might have some issues. Also, make sure you're looking through our additional materials to help you with this assignment. So that is, again, that Searching Nursing Databases video from the Bishop Mueller Library, the 2 videos about Boolean operators and Boolean modifiers, as well as the article from Scribner of the Boolean Operators Quick Guide. Next, let's look at APA citations and why we cite. Why cite our sources? So first, it makes our work more credible. It also gives our readers kind of information on where we found that information. It lets them go back to that original source and allows them to learn more. It also gives credit to the people whose words or ideas that you are using. And finally, it protects you from plagiarizing. What is plagiarism? So there are 4 types of plagiarism that we run into within academic writing and writing in general. So the first type of plagiarism is direct plagiarism. So this is a word-for-word transcription of a section of someone's work without attribution or quotation marks. Easiest way to think of this is I copied and pasted, I put it into my paper, and I didn't give credit to that original source. Self-plagiarism is where we're using our own previous work or mixing parts of previous works that we have written and using that in our current assignments. The big thing with this is if we are not giving credit to ourselves as we are doing that. So what this means is if you had a paper that you worked on last semester and you're just going to rework parts of it to make sure it fits this assignment, that would be plagiarism because you aren't giving credit to yourself as that original author. Now, mosaic plagiarism is where we borrow phrases from a source without quotation marks or using synonyms while keeping the same general structure and meaning of the original work. We run into mosaic plagiarism mostly when we are summarizing and paraphrasing. So often when we are doing that, what we have is we're reading our original source on one screen, we're looking at it, we're going, this is a really great thing, but I want to just summarize it really quick and paraphrase. Then what we are doing is we're typing away, but we are just changing a few words here and there, looking for some different synonyms. But in the end, it still has the same structure and the same meaning as that original work. So the easiest way to avoid mosaic plagiarism is to read that original document, close it away, and then go in and type up your thoughts. Create a summary, talk about what you got out of that source and what you are thinking it is saying. That will help you avoid plagiarism, and then you add in your in-text citations to cite that original source. And finally, we do have accidental plagiarism. So this is where we just forget to cite a source, or we're misquoting it, or we add in the wrong citation to the direct quote. So by learning citation styles early on and applying them early on within our research process, we can avoid accidental plagiarism a lot easier when we, again, work with citations from the very beginning versus adding in citations completely and only at the end of our project. DOI numbers. So what is a DOI? So a DOI is a digital object identifier, which was invented to give each electronic or digital item a unique and persistent identifier. Think of these like ISBN numbers for online articles. Please note that not every digital online academic article has a DOI number, and these are for academic articles. So the ones that don't tend to have it are older articles, since DOI numbers is more of a recent addition into identifying citation information, as well as anything that's in the pre-publication stage of publication. So if it hasn't been fully published yet, it will not have a full DOI number. So what do DOI numbers look like? So all numbers will start with a 10 followed by a period. So here we can see in our example, it's 10.151 backslash and then the information from the journal that it is from. So when DOIs are formatted in a citation, we have that DOI number, but we're adding it in after our HTTPS : 2 backslashes doi.org backslash and then again that 10-point DOI number. Also, watch out and don't format with the university's URL. So this looks like of having the briarcliff.edu stuck in between our HTTPS and doi.org. So there are a lot of databases that add in the university's information, but that's not needed and is not considered part of the DOI number when we are writing our sources. So as we work through our DOI numbers, this is something that is very challenging trying to find and format. It does kind of get a struggle as we go through it. I am here to help you. I will help edit and correct issues with DOI numbers and not take points away. But if we just fully miss and don't include DOI numbers, points will be taken away as necessary with these assignments. So for materials to look through this week, we have our week 3 instructor video. We have our searching nursing databases video. We have our 2 videos about Boolean operators and modifiers, as well as our APA 7th and minutes videos of scholarly journal articles and books. For supplemental non-required materials, we have our Boolean operators quick guide from Scribr. We have our finding library databases sources from OER Texas. We have a YouTube video from APA referencing made easy, and then another video on how to avoid plagiarism in academic writing. Again, we do have materials from the APA style guide online. Make sure you're reading through each of the sections either online through the links or by finding the location in your physical guide using the numbers provided in the parentheses. For our 2 assignments that are due this week, first we have our database searching and found sources assignment. So here we are tracking our searches and providing information about how you searched, what you found, and what worked or didn't work. This assignment is due on Thursday. The full instructions are located in the Bright Spaces page, as well as kind of a formatting on how to format that page and assignment. Also, we do have our APA citations and plagiarism quiz. Here you will have, again, 2 chances to complete this quiz. The highest of your 2 attempts will be entered into the gradebook, and this quiz is going to be due on Sunday. As always, if you have questions, please reach out to me. I am more than happy to help and assist you. You can always email me or set up a one-on-one meeting. I hope you guys have a great week.